It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the two movies of February 2nd, 2007. So, what do we have here? We have a movie called The Messengers, and you gotta think that, this has got to be like a thought-provoking, pivotal, serious drama about, two people who are lost in time or connected by something and they have to find a way back or something like that. Some kind of plot like that in general. But let's go ahead and take a look and see if this movie really is something truly, truly special, something that somebody put a lot of time and effort into. Let's just see. Did you really think that you were going to get that on Super Bowl weekend? No. The Super Bowl weekend basically meant back then that the studios are not even going to bother to put anything good out this weekend. And, yeah, that was like that for the longest time until most recently. But, yeah, this was around the time when they just said, yeah, we're not going to do that. And so we get another retread of the Amityville Horror and 1,000,006 other haunted house movies. That's literally what this movie is. It's about an ominous Torboat. It's about an ominous darkness that invades a seemingly serene sunflower farm in North Dakota, and the Solomon family, the owners of the farm, are torn apart by I cannot talk right now. Suspicion, mayhem, and murder. And yeah, if you look, you saw it in the trailer there. It has all the tropes. I really cannot talk right now. I just... Alright, Torboat. Let's take it again. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, this is about what you expect in a movie like this. I mean, you gotta have the really terrible looking CG haunted house effects. You gotta have the only person in the house who sees everything, and yet everybody else thinks that she's the crazy one. It's just like, no, like, just know to everything about this movie. This is a horrible movie, and you wouldn't expect anything less from the same guys that brought us Nicolas Cage's worst movie, Bangkok Dangerous, the next year. These are the same directors that did that movie as well. But yeah, as you can see, I cannot talk right now. But yeah, I mean, really, there's not much more to say about this movie that hasn't already been said. This is a terrible movie. This is a film that is literally made to be dumped out on some specific weekend, but Sony Pictures realizes that, hey, Super Bowl weekend, nobody's going to be going to the movie theaters on Super Bowl Sunday, so let's put this out there. It'll be the #1 movie, and nobody else is going to be stupid enough to put another bigger movie out there. So let's just go ahead and put this out there. We'll make a quick buck. We'll get the hell on out of here. And that's exactly what this was. People were stupid enough to go see this movie. It was the #1 movie that came out that weekend, and as soon as they got the money and run, nobody remembered this movie ever again. Yeah, quite literally, no one remembers this movie at this point. I mean, this is a film that is so creatively bankrupt on so many levels. It's a waste of talented actors all across the board. Kristen Stewart, John Corbett, Penelope Ann Miller, Dylan McDermott, and just a film that is just so by the numbers. It's not scary at all. It's not thrilling, it's not engaging, it's everything you hate about bad horror movies, all in this one movie. It's a terrible movie. Just, yeah, avoid it like the plague. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm sorry I even tried to convince you that this was something completely different, but there is a much better movie called The Messenger, which stars Woody Harrelson and, I can't remember who else is in it, but it comes out in a couple years now. We'll eventually get to it, but great movie. That one's a great movie. This one, no. With that said, though, let's go ahead and move on to the last film we have here, and that is Mandy Moore, Diane Keaton, Piper Perabo, and Lauren Graham in the romantic comedy Because I Said So. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a title. I'm pretty sure that's how Universal marketed this movie. It's just like, we need a title for this movie. Oh, they always say in the movie, Because I Said So. So let's just call it Because I Said So, because creepy stalker mom that won't leave her daughter alone was just too complicated for the audience for this movie. And yeah, if you really because that's exactly what this movie is. Diane Keaton stars in this movie, and as quite literally a meddling mother who's trying to set her daughter up, played by Mandy Moore, with the right man so her kid won't follow in her footsteps. yeah, that's the plot of the movie. The movie is about Diane Keaton not leaving her daughter alone, letting her live her life, and no, you have to live that. You have to do everything against what I did, but is what I did beforehand. Because clearly, you have to be just like me when I grew up. I mean, this is a movie that it's not even a romantic comedy. It's not even a comedy when you really look at it. This is real life, because we all have those parents out there that just won't leave their kids alone and just want them to grow up to be just like them. And I'm sorry, like, that's a different. You're completely in a different generation if you still think that a movie like this, is what shows Diane Keaton as psychotic as she is in this movie, is a-okay. And no, none of that is okay in this movie. None of that is okay. Period. And yeah, it's like the movie doesn't even care that it's doing all this stuff here. This is a movie that is just so this is just a bad. I mean, The Messengers was at least something that you recognized, something that at least made sense. This movie is just everything that's wrong with life as we know it. I mean, with families who just have those parents that just won't leave you alone because they want you to just grow up the way that you did. But we're not living in the 1960s anymore. We're not living in the 70s anymore. Times have changed, and as soon as and older people are too stupid to realize that. And I mean, you could say that for a lot of people per se, but this is a prime example of what happens when you just make a movie that is just so bad on so many levels that you're only just putting it out there because women don't care about the Super Bowl. Who cares about watching the big game? Let's go out and take them to this movie that's literally going to make them even stupider than they are, because that's what this movie does. It makes women stupid. It's one of those movies where it literally exists solely for the purpose of saying that, hey, let's go have a girls' night out. Let's go have drink martinis, and let's go put on these fancy clothes. So it's like the Sex and the City movies. Like, you have a movie. This movie only exists to just have everybody in a movie theater just gabbing during the film, and then when you come home and your husband's just like, so how was the movie? And then you're just like, wait, there was a movie? That's literally what this movie is. I mean, this is a bad movie. This is a terrible film. A waste of a lot of talent in this movie. I mean, Mandy Moore, Lauren Graham, Piper Perabo, Tom Everett Scott, Stephen Collins, Gabriel Mock, Diane Keaton. Everybody in here has done so much better stuff than this. And this is just a terrible, terrible movie that is just so. I mean, if you really want to know how bad this movie is, Wikipedia, I'm looking at it right now, this sentence pretty much sums up everything wrong with this movie. The film had a marketing tie-in allowing customers to buy panties with different sayings from the movie. If you were one of these women that bought one of these panties that has a saying from all movies because I said so, good luck trying to find a man out there, because, like, that's just everything about that sentence just is completely wrong and just so messed up on how they thought they were going to sell this movie to people. And yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to know about how bad this movie is. I mean, just that sentence alone. But never mind the bad movie itself. That alone, like the fact that this company, that Universal really thought that this was going to sell to people by doing that. Just, I don't know, man. But then again, this is Super Bowl weekend where we don't give a crap about good movies because we know you're not going to be doing anything after 6 o'clock on Sunday. It's on Sunday because you're going to be watching the Colts playing the Saints. No, wait, that's 3 years from now. The Colts playing the Bears, and the Colts are easily beating them without even breaking a sweat, quite honestly. But yeah, so anyway, off of that tangent there, that was because I said so. And so, with all of that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Now, the next time we meet, we'll take a look at 2 more movies. And if you thought the bad stretch of bad movies was over, no, we're continuing on, because guess what comes out the next week? The movie that literally killed Eddie Murphy's chances of winning an Oscar for Dreamgirls, Norbit. We also have the Hannibal prequel, Hannibal Rising. And so we'll take a look at both of those movies. That'll be coming up on the next episode. That'll be on tomorrow's show. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page. Check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button so you get updates on when new videos come out with that bell button there. We post here every day, so do that if you want to see more videos like this. Now, with all of that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time, and until then, as always, take care.